Here's what appraisers use to appraise a house. The more you know, the better your ARV is going to be. The better your ARV is, you'll know whether to buy it and how much. In a suburban area like University, Fort Caroline, Mandarin, South Side, where the houses are spread apart and everybody's got lawns and driveways, it's 1 mile. In the O zone, our favorite, war zone, it's a half a mile. Why? Well, they're 50-foot lots. The houses are up crammed into next to each other. Rural, Middleburg, Callahan, 5 miles. And think about it, people out there got an acre property, 3-acre property. Then they look at the date the house was built, and they do 10 years plus or minus. Now, size, you're not going to comp a 700 square foot 2-1 bungalow with a 3,000 square foot mansion. They're not comparable. So they do 20% plus, 20% minus. So you got a 1,400 square foot house, you get your little calculator out and say 1,400 times 120% size. That's going to give you your top number, right? So 280 plus 14 is 1,680. That's your top number. Now, you take the calculator and say 1,400 times 0.80, because what's that? 20% less than 100%. So 0.80 is going to give you, what is it, 280 for 1,400, so 12 minus 80, 1120, right? That's your bottom number. So any house built within 10 years, within 1 mile, that's anywhere from 1120 to 1680 is a comp. This, now what you've just done by plugging in those numbers, asking a realtor to plug in those numbers, you're looking at the same data set the appraiser's going to. You're nailing that ARV. Your ARV is going to be better than any other wholesaler or flipper's ARV, because you're looking at the same thing. When you sell the house, they go to the bank, they get a loan, the appraiser goes out. You are looking at the same house as he is, except for time. Because the last thing you're doing is you're saying, it's only good to me if they sold in the last 6 months. They sold 2 years ago, that's not today's market. The market changes a lot in 2 years. So I only want to see 6 months data. So there's where you're different from the appraiser. Because by the time you buy the house, close on the house, fix the house, sell the house, some of those 6-monthers are going to be old, and he's not going to look at them. Some of your pending means closing is imminent, are going to be closed, right? So what I do is I'll look at the pendings, and I'll kind of ignore the ones that are at 5 or 6 months already, figuring it's going to take me at least a month to buy it and sell it. Does that make sense? But the important thing is the bulk of that data is the same data the appraiser is going to look at. That makes my R's pretty damn good, pretty damn close. Make sense?